Hello and welcome again to We Are Crafted in His Image. This is Tammy. We are on our third project in the March Cocoa and Crafts class, and today we're going to make a fun shaker card. I don't know if you can see my little sprinkles moving around there. Fun birthday card for us to do, and we're going to go ahead and get started on that. So let's start with our stamping. Move this over here, push those back a little bit, and get out what we need from, from our package. So you will find some Stampin' Dimensional strips. You can set those aside till later. You will also find the sprinkles. Put those aside. Some frames, the bases, and of course one of the envelopes has all of your pieces and parts. And there we go. Not too many. Set aside the envelopes there. And we have just a happy birthday strip. We've got the window sheets. Those are the pieces that I want. There we go. Alright, I'm going to set the window sheets right here. And our little bowl, we're making a bowl of ice cream today instead of a scoop of ice cream, or a cone, ice cream cone. So we're going to start with the card base. Now, when you ordered your kits, I mentioned there were a couple of things you were going to need that were not going to be in the kit. One was the brown ink, which we won't need today. The other one was Post-it notes. Just a small little Post-it note you're going to need for today, for this project. So we're going to go ahead, and you could use scrap paper, but the Post-it note works better because it has that little bit of sticky on there to keep it from moving on you. But you could just use scrap paper if you don't have Post-it notes handy. So I'm going to go ahead and fold, burnish, fold, and actually I probably could have waited to fold this after the stamping. Might have made it a little bit easier, but it's just a habit. Okay, we need to make some ice cream scoops, so let's get out our scoop of ice cream here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually lay this down here, lay my bowl down so I can get an idea of where I want my first scoop of ice cream. So I'm going to kind of like lay that out so I can eyeball where I want my first scoop of ice cream to go. And I'm starting with terracotta tile, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this very first middle top ice cream scoop. Okay? So we're going to ink this up, and I want to leave room for the two bottom scoops, so really it's going to go, I can bring my bowl down a little bit maybe. Almost dead center it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on here. And then before I re-ink or anything, what I'm going to do is where the Post-it note, where the sticky part is, I'm going to go ahead and stamp down just to give me an image of this. And then if you have the punch, go ahead and try and line this up inside the punch and punch it out. I punched it in the wrong corner. Let's see if I can do this. Otherwise, just use your scissors and fussy cut it. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. First off, that's not going to go through there. Secondly, we want it much tighter to the image, so we do want a fussy cut. So never mind the whole using the punch thing. Totally forgot. So let me go ahead and stamp my second one. So I have some ink on here. I'm going to do the same thing. Let me just put this on here. Put this here so I know I'm going to go below that. And stamp it right there. Okay, and now I'm going to do that again because I boo-booed. Okay, so now you do want to use scissors. It would work much better because what you want to do, and I think we've done this in one of the other Cocoa and Crafts class for the flowers so that the leaves were behind. You want to get close to the edge. You can actually cut off some of the image and it will be okay. It'll actually give you a better stamp for the next ones. Now the top part you actually don't even have to stamp. It's really just this bottom part and this side where the other two are going to go. And technically we actually need a second one of these, but we'll do that in a second. Okay, so now we can move all that out of the way. We're going to cover up our first scoop, and you can see a little bit of the ink through there. That's okay, you want that. That's good. So let me close this up. Ooh, I forgot to clean my stamp right away. Now I'm going to do the blue, the Bermuda Bay. Ink that up. And I'm going to stamp kind of down a little bit. Like that. And I am going to go ahead and make another one of these to cover up the blue when I do the purple. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp on there for that. And then let me go ahead and I'm going to move this over to here and do my second one. There you go. Whoop, it came off with it. And see what it does is it makes it look like the blue is behind the terracotta tile. Now to do the Blackberry Bliss, because it is slightly behind the blue and the terracotta tile, we are going to use two of these. So we're going to put this one back on here. I'm going to quick cut out this one, and really I only need to worry about this side right here. I don't have to cut all of that out detailed because it's not going to be inked over there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this right here to cover up my blue. And now let's get our Blackberry Bliss out. Forgot about those. And now we're going to go ahead and ink it. Ooh, it moved on. This one doesn't have very good sticky on the back. There we go. I'm going to put this one down first. Put this one on top. And let's do that one. And there you go. We have a stack of ice cream scoops. I am going to quick try and clean my stamp because I used that Blackberry Bliss. Not too bad. We do need this one more time because we've got a scoop that's on top of our window frame. So let's get the terracotta tile back out. And I'm going to do like I did on the last one. I'm going to move this a little bit so that I have a darker background behind my cutout. And ink this up. And try and stamp it down in the middle. Pretty close. Not bad. There we go. Now on my original card I used the blue for my sprinkles. I think I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss just to pull that color out a little bit more. Actually, I gotta leave this open. We gotta do the happy birthday. So this is stamped, that's stamped. Set that aside. Still need those. Let me clean up a little bit. Let's get our happy birthday stamped. Happy birthday. I need a larger block. And we are going to do that in terracotta tile. Now, if you're going to give this to a boy, you may want to switch the color. Maybe do it in the Bermuda Bay. I cannot say that word. Bermuda Bay. But I'm going to stick with the terracotta tile color. And just, whoops, I didn't get ink on. There we go. That looks better. Just center it in there. And there is a piece of fuzz stuck. Okay, got it. And my second one. There we go. Okay, happy birthday we're done with. Then we're going to put some sprinkles on our ice cream cones. And like I said, I think I'm going to switch up, and instead of using the blue, I'm going to go with the blackberry color. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have all three of these open because I believe all three sprinkles I put on the inside. So let's go ahead and do, while we have this out, let's go ahead and do the with sprinkles on top. Yeah, that one. Oh, too small. Let's go with, I don't think I need this really big one, but we will. Okay. So I need the 2 card bases. Make sure your fronts, flip them over, make sure you're stamping on the inside and stamping it the correct direction. One, 2, and now let's do some sprinkling. So we're going to actually use all 3 colors. I'm going to start with the lightest one, and I'm just going to stamp that over there. Here, let's do this so you can see. Oh, I have a mess. Stamp that one there. Clean your stamp. Go with the blue. Oh, you know what I should have done while I was at it? The envelopes. I have stuff everywhere. Okay, put you here. Put you here. While I have blue on it, I'll go ahead and do the blue. Clean. Let's get some terracotta. And now for the Blackberry Bliss. Let's see, all the way over here. Maybe like that. And then on my 2 scoops. Okay, I think we are done with the stamping, I think. Now you can, if you see on this one, I chose to put sprinkles. I put the splatter stamp, this one right here, all around the edge in the blue, Bermuda Bay. But I think for my cards here, I'm not going to, because I think it kind of took away from the sprinkles on the inside. So I'm going to leave mine blank, but if you want to do that, go right ahead. So I am done with stamping. I'm going to move these out of the way and start assembling. So first thing we got to do is get our little bowl on here. So let's take our bowl, put a little adhesive on the back side. Get that glued down. I'll put these like this. Get these out of our way. And put our bowl like that. Okay. And this bowl here. And you can, I'm sure you can tell, this was just a circle that I cut in half to make the bowl. Okay, if you wanted to, you could cut the bottom to make it have a flat bottom, but it's actually going to get hidden by, well, actually, I didn't do it low enough. How did I do that? We measured it. This one's not going to be low enough. My bowl's not going to be hidden. Oh, that one is. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is go ahead and glue the window sheet to the back of your frames that you have. And let me get those over there, and this over here, and this over there. Let me make sure. Edge, yes. So I want to take this right near the window opening, and you do want to do all 4 sides on this. Okay, and stick your window sheet down. Burnish it well so that it really adheres to that. You can see it change color when it's really stuck down. Okay, and let's do the same thing here. Woo, sticking to my finger. Alright, I think I might have gone too far out on that end. We'll see. I want to try and keep all that hidden and covered and not exposed. Okay, can you see the difference? Watch when I push down. If you don't, this is a really good example of how to use adhesives. If you just stick your paper down, you can see it's really not sticking in a lot of areas. But if you burnish it, can you see that difference? Give it a good push down. Now it's really stuck, and that's the same thing when you're using it on cardstock. If you don't burnish it down, it's not going to be really stuck down, which comes in handy if you make a mistake and it's not fully down. Sometimes you're able to lift it up and move it, but okay, I have something on my window sheet here, some fingerprints. I want to try and keep that clean, but I think I'm going to go ahead and glue these on now before I put this onto my cards. So let's get some adhesive on the back of these. There we go. And you can take it all the way up if you want. On one of mine, I think I will, because it looks like I'm a little high on my ice cream. Let's see. Oh no, it's still fine. So I just lined up the edge with the blue and then let it go across the window. Okay. And same thing here. Edge with the blue. And just so you know, this window was cut out using the stitched rectangle dies, and then this was cut out using the little banner punch that we have that does 2 different types of punches, and in actually 3 different sizes for each. So that's what I used to make this cutout right here. And then these are just going to get glued right down here. So we're going to, same thing, just use a little bit of adhesive. Whoop, stick. There we go. Stick that down. That one was really a crooked stamp. That's okay. Okay, now for the fun part. Flip these over. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Get your adhesive strips and pull one of them off. And then you're going to want to get this somewhat close to the window opening. Okay, not on it because you really don't want to see it through the front, but pretty close. Then just use your paper snips, trim that off. Let's go down the next side. Actually, I could get a little closer by going there. These sprinkles are not super small, so you don't have to worry about your thing being, you know, directly up against it like if you were using glitter or something like that. But you do want to keep it pretty tight so that none of your sprinkles escape. All right, grab a second one. Oh, I tore the the back is still stuck on there. The paper backing. There we go. Got that off. Alright, so I'm going to put that on there. And trim. And then this one I'm going to split up against the edge here and go down to there. And trim. I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it into sections here and actually cut that again. And I'm going to put them in the corners. And you can opt to go across the bottom or up the edge like this. Oops, stickies on that end. And all this is going to do is give those corners a little bit of support, especially when your card goes through the mail, so that the corners don't end up getting smashed down. They've got some support there. Okay. And if we have any extras left over, you can put some here as well. We'll see what we end up with when we're done with this part. Okay, so let's do our second one. We're going to go across here and cut. Go across here and cut. And I have one more step that I totally forgot about. I actually didn't do it when I first made my card, but then I went back and did it later, and it was kind of a pain to do later, so I don't want to forget it. Okay, now this part here is actually the edging that goes all the way around this, so I'm going to cut that off because we can still use this. This is exactly the same as the others, just a little bit thicker, wider, not really thicker, deeper, but see, it's a little wider than that. Stick it on here. Stick this one down. Okay, and then yeah, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to stick that there, cut me some pieces to go in the corners. Ah, you're stuck to me. Corners, and then I have one tiny little piece left over. I'm just gonna stick it down there. Okay, now the one thing that and this part is totally optional, is actually gluing some of these to your ice cream so they don't shake. And in order to do that, what you're gonna need is the fine tip glue pen. This is the best pen to use for non-porous embellishments like sequins or these little plastic doodads here, whatever these are called, plastic sequin, plastic, I don't know, sprinkles. I'm just going to stick them inside my window there. There we go. And hopefully my glue is working today. It usually is. But occasionally you got to stick that down in there and clear out the opening. Let's see. Okay, let me grab this. Not this one, this. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I had to stick my needle down in there. And sometimes if this gets clogged up, you can actually take this piece off, and then this little pin will go in a little bit deeper. Occasionally I have to actually open the whole thing and use a needle tool to clean some of it out of here, but I don't have to do that very often, only if I have not used this in a really long time, which I actually haven't. So what I'm going to do is just put a couple of drops on each of my scoops, and then grab this, our little pickup tool, to stick these to the glue dots. And sometimes it helps to have this separate, then I can hold it down. Well, I can't talk and do things at the same time very well. Let's see, I want a blue one over here, put a purple one over here, put a yellow one right there, Red one over here. Come back here. Oh, I got another, let's see, we'll put a red one over there. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to put some on this one. And I probably should have done this before we did some of the assembly, just so this glue would have a little more time to dry before we actually put the sprinkles inside there. Because we don't want the other sprinkles to stick to any glue that might be extending beyond the edge of our sprinkles. Does that make sense? Red one, a yellow one, purple, red, looks like, oops, whoops, stay on there, that's why I have this one out. Looks like I need a few more. Let's do a blue one over here, and a yellow one, stick, blue, and let's do a purple. Probably should have done a red, huh? That's okay. All right, so let's put this away. Stick that back in there. Where's my cap? Put the lid on the glue before it dries out. And then I have to give that just a minute to dry. I'm going to set this one aside and work on this one. Yes, good. Okay, so all of these that I stuck here, I'm going to take off. I'm going to stick them in the middle. I am going to, probably be easier to use a little spoon. Reach in there and grab about half of the packet. And you want to pour them right in the middle. I think that's half the packet. That might be more than half. And then you're going to want to peel all your backings off of your foam. Alright, did I get them all? Yes. And then you just want to center this in the middle of the card. Oh, I should have made them not so tight. There we go. And now we have our sprinkles in there. And that card is finished. Let's do our second one. Okay. See if I can just dump the rest of these in the middle. Keep them from flying everywhere. One thing I don't like about the plastic bags, and actually just the plastic in general, is they tend to be very staticky, which makes these staticky, which makes them stick to this, but that's okay. Get all my backings off. I would stick them in my little cup, but I don't think my cup's big enough for all of these little pieces. Alright, whoop, upside down. We don't want it upside down. There we go. Trying to push that down the best I can since it's foam. And done! Dun 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 dun. Where'd our envelopes go? There they are. There they are. Get stuff out of the way here. Finished! Project number 3. We have some fun little envelopes and a shaker birthday card. I think this would be fun for my grandson for his birthday. But there you go. Project number 3 finished. We will be back next week with project number 4. We have another card to do. And I look forward to seeing you then. Hopefully the weather is beautiful and you'll get a chance to get outside and enjoy spring and get some crafting done as well. Until then, God's love and blessings to you. Bye!